I just don't even feel like I'm a fucking coder anymore. Goodbye to that identity. What is going on, beautiful people? My name is Josh Moxey. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur documenting my journey. In today's episode, it is July 4th, 2019, and I'm feeling heartbroken right now. As many of you know, I have been on this journey of making the shift from coding to energy work and business and these types of things. And it's challenging because as I sit here, let's go back to 2016 for a second. In 2016, in September specifically, I started learning code, and then I quickly realized, wow, this is an incredible thing I could see myself doing for the rest of my life. I still remember making that first red box in HTML and CSS and being like, holy shit, I just typed in some code and it created this thing. It was incredible. As you can see, I still have a ton of passion for coding, despite my desire to transition. I'll talk about more of that in a second. One of the first things I made as soon as I was able to properly build things was to make a just simple black page with just like a one pager, had my social icons and some text explaining who I was in a few lines. And that was my website, joshmoxey.com. One pager. Then I made a second version, which was cool. It was like the more you scrolled down, the pages changed, and it was a split website. So it had like the images on the left side, and then with color and overlays and all types of random shit was going on with that. And text was scroll. It was very interesting the way it was laid out, and it was just like testing my creative abilities. And I went through code as well, which was fun. And then the latest edition of my website, I took the time to build it in React and taught myself React and Redux, which I was super proud of, and I still love the way React is. It's an incredible library to use within JavaScript, and I had a ton of fun with that. I thought I did it really fucking well, but to maintain that website was challenging for me in that the way there's so many things I still need to build. And what's challenging for me right now is there is only so much time in a day, and I have to prioritize certain things. Unfortunately, what got me here is not going to get me there. It's not even unfortunately that it has to be coding that gets the cut, because it does bring me so much joy. There are days for sure where I would like to just build things, but my brain now, the way I think about things now is like, I could go and build something for like 4 hours, but my brain immediately is like, yo, is that actually having any massive impact? And the challenge lies again in that I am choosing to sacrifice the pleasure of coding and all the fun I would have to transition into energy work and business, knowing that I will have such a grand impact compared to just being a developer. And there is obviously a huge place for being a developer, and you're having a big impact as well. I just think I will be having a lot more with where I'm headed and what I'm doing in my life long term. And I'm just trying to take the most ideal routes for me, the most essential routes. I'm not trying to make it harder on myself. I want to do what's right for my lifetime, this lifetime. So it's tough for me because I had my server crash, like my virtual private server, which is where my sites are hosted. Like I have a journal app, for example, and that went down and I couldn't log in. I haven't been able to use it for a full week, which is annoying because I like to use it daily. And today I was just like, oh shit. So first of all, got my VPS running. It's up, but then I tried to sign in, and then like the thing is just so fucked. And then I'm like, fuck, I've been out of this so long. I don't want to do any coding shit. It's been like 5 months since I've coded anything in that type of realm, and it's like, oh God, what to do. It actually might even be more than 5 months, honestly. It's been a minute, to say the least. So anyways, where I was going with that is like, I don't, like, there's part of me that wants to do that, but I have to make cuts where they need to be made. And I realized today, after I was journaling on this, I was trying to ask, yo, source, can you let me know what I should be doing? What is most ideal in this aspect? Should I move forward and use that custom code that I've built that has taken me a shit ton of time, by the way? Oh God, I want to say it took me like 6 months to build that fucking site. It took me so long because I was learning React. And then should I continue with that code and continue building upon it and just add things? Or should I go to something like Squarespace, which is going to be a lot easier to maintain? I won't have to worry about building things, and I can work with like default shit. I can work with the setup and the layouts and everything much easier. It's going to be easier to maintain, SEO will be easier, etc. But I won't have that badge that I used to have of, that was always the thing. I could have easily done a fucking Squarespace or a WordPress site. That shit's simple as fuck. But I wanted always that badge of making that custom, beautiful, incredible experience, knowing that I did it all, that I was the one creating all that. And that for me meant so much. But I think it's time to set that badge down, which is the point of all this. It's tough for me because I do still want to, in a perfect world, I would love to still have a fully custom site that I've built everything on, that is an expression of me, if you will, an extension of me. But it is just tough, and I think it's time to move on. And that was apparent to me today as I looked at my server situation. I'm like, I can't be doing this anymore. I just can't. It's not helpful for my time. I can be spending my time in much better ways. And I might actually just get more enjoyment from just using Squarespace and solving my challenges through simple software rather than trying to overcomplicate things and maintain code that I don't want to maintain anymore. It's tough. Coding will always have a massive love in my heart. And I honestly, I wish I had more time in the day to do it. I really do. Because it's so fucking fun. And wherever I go, I will continue to take coding wherever I am in the mindset aspect of things, the way bug fixing works, the way the flow works, the logic behind creating algorithms or functions or anything like that. The word algorithm, though, I feel like every developer knows that's just a fucking bullshit term. Anyways, yeah, it's challenging. But I've got to set coding down for now. So what I want you to get as a takeaway from this is be okay with setting down and detaching from things that are not serving you anymore. For me, this is like, I have to be okay with abandoning things that are of the past and just take away that ego from it that wants me to continue doing it because I don't want people to judge me. I don't want to feel like I've wasted my time. I don't want to feel like it was just a complete pointless thing. It was a waste, because it was not. I grew a ton in that. I learned a lot of lessons, not just code lessons and practical fucking techie lessons. That's not to say the other lessons aren't practical. They are practical, but it's more like dirt lessons, if you will. But I learned a lot of macro cloud lessons, whatever you want to call it. Big life lessons. Always do. From projects like that, I learned a lot about patterns. I increased skills, and like just the act of doing is increasing. You're increasing pattern habits, if you will. And I'm not going to go into that right now, but anyways, so it's just okay to just set the bag down and like stop. There's like a phrase, stop throwing good money after bad. I think the same is true with time as well. Just like stop throwing good resources into bad investments or things of the past. Stop throwing your future into the past. That's a good way of looking at it as well. I also want you to take away that it's really about caring what people think that holds us back. If you look at anything I said in this video, anytime I was feeling like held back, it was basically I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want that external judgment. I didn't want internal judgment of me being like, yo, you're wasting your time. You've wasted your time. You fucked up. I have to remember that all roads lead to Rome, and it's not just this certain one way that's going to get me there. So if there's any takeaway you get from this episode, I really hope you ignore what people think, ignore what you think, or more or less what your ego thinks, because any of that concern of like, what are people going to think if I abandon my past for a new desire I have for my future, it is not easy to do this, but it is worth it. Like, your long-term self will thank you. Your future self will thank you in short order. It doesn't actually need to take that long. You will be thanking your current self. Your future self will be, you'll eventually have a point where you will thank this version of yourself that chose to take that leap, that chose to be courageous enough to abandon what isn't serving them anymore and to do the right fucking thing that they know in their core they should. So I hope you do that thing, and whatever that is for you, I hope you choose to sacrifice your short term for a greater long term if you desire that. If you don't, have fucking fun in the short term. Enjoy the hell out of it and just embrace it. But if you do desire great things long term, I want to urge you to sacrifice your short term as much as possible, because it will create a better long term. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode. It is super heartbreaking to I don't even know if I said this throughout this entire episode. I am almost 1000% moving to Squarespace right now, in case that was not clear. And it's just like this letting go of that custom code that took me so long to make, but it's just about moving on and letting go, in case that wasn't abundantly clear by now. Anyways, again, thank you so much for watching and listening. If I haven't said this already, it means a ton that you stick around past, like, I think it's probably 10 minutes plus at this point. And I hope this brought you some interesting lessons, some interesting insights. I hope this helped us situate. If you're going through a type of situation like this, I hope this helped you through it and gave you a little bit of clarity, whether that was something that worked within my type of situation that you want to apply, or you think I'm batshit crazy and want to go completely opposite. That is completely fine with me. I'm glad to provide any sort of clarity, however that goes. If you liked it enough, please like, comment, and comment your favorite takeaway, whatever that was. Share this episode with a friend you might that might be going through something like this and need that extra push and wants to hear this type of message. And yeah, if you like this type of content, please do me a favor, subscribe. You can subscribe through iTunes at Josh Moxey Journey. You can subscribe through Facebook by liking the Facebook page, and that's at Josh Moxey. You can also do YouTube, which is Josh Moxey, and obviously subscribe through that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and listening. My name is Josh Moxey, and I will catch you later.